So the first thing you have to do is take your ruler and your bottle and measure off about 3.5 inches from the bottom. Now, if you have someone to help you hold the bottle, that would probably be the easiest, just so that you can, 3.5 I said, just so you can easily mark it. As you can see, trying to do it one-handed, the bottle is light enough, it just moves out of the way. So what I did, this is washi tape. It's kind of like masking tape, just a bit more fancy. Any tape that you have that you can see will work. And all I did was tear off a little bit of tape, put it on my ruler where I want to tape the bottle, and then I can hold the bottle with my hand and the ruler with the same hand, and then just put the tape where it needs to be. Do that a few more times. I'm using the line on the ruler to get my tape straight, and then using the tabletop to make sure that it is even with the bottom of the bottle. And this tape is kind of less sticky. Oh, whoops. So you can see that it is repositionable. Okay, I can see at a glance that this one is very slanted. So I'm just gonna peel it right off and try again. Now I don't need to go all the way around. If I have a good eye, I can just connect my lines. Or you can do little pieces all the way around, whichever way you want it. Being exactly even isn't as important as having it not be incredibly wobbly. Once you have your line drawn around your bottle and you are happy with its placement, as I've said before, it doesn't need to be exactly the 3.5 inches. I can see that my little Sharpie lines are a little bit bowed and off in places, but that's okay. It just needs to be as straight as you can get it, and not a giant slant. If you have an X-Acto knife, that might be a little bit easier, but I'm going to use the open blade of my scissors. And all I'm going to do is carefully score along my line so that I can get one blade of the scissor into the bottle and start cutting like normal scissors. So I'm actually pressing down with the hand holding the bottle to make this part a little bit flat. And I'm just pressing down. Oh, there we go. Pressing down and pulling until I get a little slit in the bottle, and I can put the scissor in to cut the rest of it. And do not be alarmed if you suddenly get a whiff of pineapple. Even though the bottles were washed, they do still smell a little bit like what was in them originally, which was pineapple juice. So I'm just going to, I'm actually going to go the opposite way, and I'm just trimming up my ends a tiny bit, getting all of the sharp points. And this is something you are going to want to do on a table, so that any of the little pieces of sharp plastic fall onto a table or some other something, so that you can clean them up and make sure that you don't have any kids or pets or even just step on them yourself. Once you have your bottle cut, take the bottom, put it aside. take the top and unscrew the lid. And then take the supplied twine, fold it in half, and put a knot about halfway down the length. So just a regular knot. So I have 2 loose ends on one side and a loop on the other. Then from the inside of the cap, take your loop and put it through the hole. And I say to put the loop through the hole, not the little end strings, because I found it easier to thread that way. If you wanted to, you could thread the ends through instead of the loop. Just make sure that your knot is on the inside of your bottle cap. If you want to do a double knot, that would work too, just to make the knot a little chunkier. Because the reason that you're putting in a knot is so that it does not go through the hole. Then take the end that you didn't feed through the bottle cap and put that through the top of your bottle all the way down until you can screw the bottle cap back on. And if you can reach in and pull, that does help. Alternatively, if you wanted to, instead of feeding from both ends, you could take your loop and go put your hand into the bottle and feed it through, and then feed it through the cap again. Well, not again. And that will help you make sure that your knot is on the right side. So now that my lid is back on, my cap's back on, can't pull the string through. Fill your bottom part with water and take your top part, turn it upside down, and put it into the bottom half so that the string stays in the water. Once you have your little planter bottle all set up, and I do recommend that you push down on the top to make sure that it is seated nicely and will not wobble. Holding on to your string, trying not to tug, just holding it. Add a small handful of small rocks. This is a 1 liter bottle, and it looks like about 2 or 3 handfuls of potting soil are enough to mostly fill it. From what few gardening things that I have read, which does include the packet of potting soil that I'm using, filling up your cup 2/3, then adding your seeds, and then filling in the rest of it with potting soil is the way to do it. You will have to water your plant in the beginning from the top, but after that it should draw water from the base up through into the main soil and self-water. You can plant celery, or you can plant parsley, or even if you just want to plant something decorative and have it be a centerpiece.